Hello YouTube, Totalhenry here, and I have a massive 100 item comic and manga haul. I'm saying items because I have not just manga, I have comic books like American comic books, and I also have like some regular books and magazines and pop figures. So there's about, out of the 100, there's going to be about 69 volumes of manga, 21 comics, and 10 other stuff. So this is going to be a long video. Hopefully people watch it and like it. But I think I have some really cool stuff here. And let's just start. So the very first thing, I'm going to do these from like least exciting to most exciting, at least what I'm most excited about. And the first two things I got a Fred Flintstone pop figure, Fruity Pebbles, and a Barney Rubble pop figure. A few months ago, I showed off in a manga haul or something my BTS pop figures, and I'm pretty sure I said I was not going to buy any more. Well, I was wrong. I was just at CVS a few weeks ago, and I saw these, and I think, I'd been eating Fruity Pebbles for possibly the first time in years, and I was just loving that cereal, and I was also thinking, oh, I should watch the Flintstones. That's a TV show I should be watching, or I'd like to rewatch. And I saw these, and I thought, you know what, these are pretty cheap. I'm going to go ahead and buy them. So whatever. I keep saying I'm not going to get any more pop figures, but who knows? So next up, let's do these. I got two magazines and the more random pickups. I got this Pokemon magazine. These magazines are all so expensive, but I work at a grocery store and I saw that they had this Pokemon magazine, and I thought, I like Pokemon. This should be fun to read. I have no idea what's in it, what these articles and things are about, but I don't know. I thought I would enjoy reading it, so I bought it. Then I also got another BTS magazine. This is like the third or fourth one I bought. These are like each like $12, $13. Like, I have to stop buying these. But yeah, I really like BTS, so every time I see these, like, it's just such a temptation to grab them. But yeah, I don't have too much to say about that. This is not why you're here. So then there's a story behind this book. Bone, this is the 1,000 volume, or not 1,000 volume, 1,000 page complete story of Bone. I hope everyone's familiar with this comic book series by Jeff Smith. This is an absolute classic. So originally it was published in black and white. This is the black and white version. And then years later, they went and published 9 full color editions of the exact same story. I don't think Jeff Smith did the color, but I could be wrong. But I have the full complete set of Bone in the 9 volumes of the full color. And a few months ago, I was in my room, I saw those volumes, and I thought, I should read Bone again. It's such a great series. I've read it, several times in my life, but I should read it again. But for whatever reason, I thought, I want to read the black and white version. So I put this in my Amazon cart, and I just like throw stuff in an Amazon cart, and I figure, okay, I'll buy it later. It's just to sort of remind me that, oh, this is a thing I wanted to buy. And then a few weeks ago, I look out my window, and there was a garage sale right across the street. I found this, $5. So instead of paying, retail, and this is $40, Amazon, I was probably going to get it for $30. I got this for $5. I couldn't believe my luck. It's, it has some stains on it. You can see the cover's a little, has a crease, but for $5, like, this is a steal. Otherwise, it's in fantastic condition. I can't wait to sit down and read it. As I said, I've read the story like 3 times, but I'm just wondering if maybe there's a different experience reading it in black and white. So super excited about this. I don't have enough space for all of these books. The other thing I got at the garage sale, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to show this, I'm still not sure, was this. I don't need a reason. This is also $5, which slightly less than retail. I don't have to justify myself. She's kind of hot. Okay. So the last thing before we get into the manga and some of the more, interesting comics is I got a couple of children's books because I work at an elementary school at like an after-school program, and they were throwing all these books away, and the janitor came through the gym and he's like, do you want some of these books? And I was like, sure. So the ones I took, and I'll explain in a second. This is what's it called? The Grand and Wonderful Day. Oh, brother, someone's babysitting. Oh, brother, someone's fibbing. These books are not in good condition. Like, these have probably been in the school for years, and I can't see the title. Just Be Nice and Not Too Rough. So basically, I got these because I love Winnie the Pooh. I still have my Winnie the Pooh bears from when I was like 2 years old. These things are, 23 years old, 21 years old. Like, they're on my bedside table. I've read the original Winnie the Pooh novels. I've read a book about E.H. Shepard, the illustrator who did the original illustrators for Winnie the Pooh. I watched the cartoon growing up. Winnie the Pooh is just such a huge part of my life. And I don't know, these were free, and I was like, why not? Just for fun, for sort of nostalgia. I read them. They're kids' books. It would be cool if I ever have kids in the future to give them these. I plan to, indoctrinate them in the cult of Winnie the Pooh. But yeah. Okay, now on to the fun stuff. So the first manga series is Zombie Powder. Let's do this one at a time. This is by Type Kubo, the author of Bleach. This was his first series. This is what he did right before Bleach. It's a 4-volume series. It was canceled. It was in Weekly Shonen Jump, and I've basically heard that it was part of the reason it was canceled was because it was too violent. I read this a long time ago, and at the time I thought, this was pretty good. It was fun. I didn't think it was too bad. The art's not as good as or his art has gotten better over time. His art is reminiscent of the first few volumes of Bleach. You can see the art style is pretty similar. Basically, it's about some guy, and I think he's trying to get these rings so he can revive the dead. Here's the back cover if you guys want to pause it and read it. I think there's a glare on the screen. Whatever. There it goes. So yeah, I'm just such a huge fan of Bleach and Taikubo that I don't know. I wanted to add it to my collection. I also wanted to read it again. It's 4 volumes. It was pretty cheap to buy on eBay. Most of the stuff I have here came from eBay, just because I like browsing eBay and buying manga lots. So Zombie Powder. I also have a ton of complete series in this haul, which I didn't even realize until I was preparing to film how many complete series I bought. So the next one is another complete series, and it is a shoujo manga, Absolute Boyfriend by Yu Watase. I remember reading this series years ago. I don't really remember too much about what it's about. I swear I'm fluent in English. Basically, it's about a girl, and all these good-looking guys come to her door, and she just goes on dates with all these guys, and I guess in the end she picks one. It's a six volume series. In my last manga haul, I showed off some volumes from Alice 19th. This is by the same author. I don't have many shoujo titles. I'm trying to read more, or I would like to read more because there's some very good shoujo manga out there. I actually have a few shoujo titles in this haul right here that you guys will see. Here is volume 5, and then volume 6. I just remember this being a fun series. I just kind of, I go on eBay, and if I see manga that is cheap, I just kind of buy it. It's not a great habit, but whatever. Okay, so then next I'm going to show some American comics. These are from a Marvel subscription that I have. There's not much to talk about. I'm going to go through these fairly fast. I might have shown these off before. This is like X-Men Latitude. This is like issue 1. I read this. I don't really remember too much about what happened. I can't speak. Okay. Then I have Elektra 100. I got this in my subscription because 100, that's a milestone issue, and I know she's kind of a cool character, but I just didn't know anything about her. And this issue was sort of a mistake to buy because I don't know anything about the story or about the character, and I kind of read this and I was like, I don't get it. I think if I had, read some of the previous issues or knew more about the character, maybe this would have made more sense and I would have enjoyed it more, but whatever. Then I got Wolverine Patch number 1 and Wolverine Patch number 2. I have not read these. I'm waiting for more issues to arrive. I think this is a mini series that's only a couple of issues long, so I might just wait until I get all like 5 or 6, however many there are, before I start reading. And the last thing is Ghost Rider. This is what I'm most excited about reading. So this is Ghost Rider number 1. My subscription didn't include Ghost Rider number 1, so I had to go and buy it myself, which was kind of sucked. But here's issue 2. I love these covers on here. And then issue 3. I don't even think I've looked inside these Ghost Rider comics yet. I don't even know anything about Ghost Rider. It just seemed really cool. I got like an email saying 50% off Marvel subscription. And I thought, oh, Ghost Rider looks cool. I should get a subscription for this. I think I'm supposed to get 12 issues over the course of this year. If anyone knows anything about Ghost Rider, please let me know in the comments. If anyone's gonna watch this video, let alone comment. So, yep, they're my Marvel comics. The other comics are DC, but that will be a little later. So next I have more manga. This is Boruto. I don't think Boruto needs an introduction. It's like the sequel to Naruto, Naruto's kids. Initially, when it first came out, I started reading it, and I read like the first couple volumes, and I stopped because I thought it was kind of stupid. But then over the last year, I started reading it again. I was been going to my local library, and they had a bunch of volumes, so I was like, okay, I might as well read these, see if the story is any good, because I knew it was still going on. And I've been enjoying it. I think it's I don't think it's as good as the original Naruto. Sometimes I think the art can be a little wonky. Looks a little off at some points, at least to me. But I just enjoy it. I love the characters. I love the world. I think at this point I'm on like volume 7 or something, and I was enjoying it so much. I thought, well, maybe I should just go and buy some of these volumes. I'm running out of things to say here. Yeah, Naruto was the first manga. Naruto was the manga that got me into comics and manga. Naruto Volume 1 was the very first volume of manga I owned, so there's a lot of nostalgia here. I think that's sort of why maybe I don't hate it as much as sometimes I feel like I should. I don't know. I feel like it would be. I usually don't read sequel series. I usually want to read stuff that the original creator is fully in charge of, the writing and the art. But as I said, Naruto means a lot to me because it was what got me into, manga. So I just felt like, well, let me give Boruto another try. I usually give manga series like 2 tries. Like I'll read a little bit and then stop, and years later I'll come back to it. That happened with Dr. Stone. I started reading it when it was first coming out. I stopped, and now I'm reading it again. I've been reading it for like the last year. And I know it's over now, but I've been really enjoying the series. I just can't believe at one point I thought, this isn't good, I'm going to drop it. I dropped Jujutsu Kaisen shortly after it came out, thinking this series isn't good, it's not going to go anywhere, and I was wrong. So I need to go and give that series another try. I also dropped Hajime no Ippo when I first started reading it. I was like, this is too violent for me. Maybe I was young and couldn't handle it, but now Hajime no Ippo is one of my favorite manga series of all time. Okay. Let's see. Now, I don't have a good way of doing this. Okay. Let's go with, so this comic book, this is an American comic book. I'm not going to lie. I just added it to the stack for this video right before filming because I was like, I want to have 100 items. I counted all the items that I bought and it came up to 99. I was like, you know what? I want to make this an even 100. And I sort of got this. This is Pogo by Walt Kelly. Basically, I was looking through my house and I found this was, I think, my parents' book. And I asked my dad if I could have it. So it's mine now. So maybe that counts, but whatever. I wanted it to be an even 100 items. But all serious though, Pogo is something that I want to get into a little bit more. I'm a huge fan of Calvin and Hobbes, and I know Bill Watterson's was really influenced by Pogo. Pogo was like a really early newspaper comic strip. I don't remember the years. I should have Googled it beforehand, but like 1940 or 1950, I think it started, and it just went on for like decades and decades, like 30 years or something. And it was just been such a huge in the world of newspaper comics and maybe even comics as a whole, it's just such a landmark comic, and I want to read more. I have one of the big like complete sets, like they've reprint, or publisher is reprinting the entire run of Pogo, and these like giant hardcover books. I'm sure I've showed it in some like collection video because I have the first 2 from like the late 40s when it started. So I want to buy more of them. This is just, a little thing that I found. I thought, this might tide me over my Pogo fix for now on. Plus it was like my dad's book, so this is free. He wasn't reading it, so it's mine. Then let's go with these. So I think, so this isn't a complete series, but this is Beastars Volume 1. I don't really remember why I bought this. I think I was just browsing eBay for manga, and I knew this series was popular. I knew this series was good. I couldn't really tell you anything about it. I just this was sort of a blind buy. And I guess I'm kind of excited to read it. Part of me doesn't really know why I bought it, aside from the fact that I just kind of heard good things about it. This is the most I've flipped through it. I just kind of, I was just kind of buying stuff. Here is volume 4. I believe the series is over. I think it's 20-something volumes. I have no idea. I'm gonna reread this soon, and if I like it, obviously I'll buy more. But I don't know. I just prefer reading manga in person. As I said, I've been rereading Dr. Stone. I've been getting the volumes from my local library, and I've just been like flying through it. And then the second I reached the end, they didn't have anything past volume 17. I'm like, okay, well, I'll read it online. I just like stopped reading it, and because I just find it so much harder to read stuff online than in the physical books. I don't know. That's just me. I'm sure a lot of other people think that. Maybe I'm not as weird as I think. Next up is another series that I've read a little bit of, seen some of the anime, and I've always wanted to get into it more. Like I want to keep going back to it, and that is Blue Exorcist. I need to take a breath. So I forget when I stopped reading Blue Exorcist. I have the first 3 volumes here. These are the only volumes that I have. I'm sure I've read past this. Like I know I've read past this, but I don't know. I got these for cheap on eBay, and this, in a way, this is sort of just like a reminder, like, hey, read Blue Exorcist, buy more Blue Exorcist. Maybe once I read these volumes, I can I'll go and read more online and like really see how much I like the series and if I want to spend more money on the volumes. I can't believe it's still ongoing. Like I can't believe it's still running because I feel like this has been around for like a decade. But I just remember it being really, really fun. I think the main character, what's his name? Rin. Yeah. I just think I just remember him being really, really cool. Okay, what am I doing now? Okay, let's show this off. So I needed to buy some shoes, and I just bought them on Amazon because I was buying some like cheap, like I think Skechers or something. And I always like, if I'm buying something else on Amazon, like something I actually need, I always like to throw a book in because I like books. I like reading. I like manga, and I decided, you know what? I don't need any more manga. I've been buying tons of manga, so I bought The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I really like reading the classics. So, and this was a book that was always on my radar, something I always wanted to read, and I just didn't have it. Like my family, we have a lot of books, a lot of classics, but this was just one that I don't think we have, and I've looked through all the bookshelves in my house, and it was pretty cheap. I don't know why I'm gonna like show you guys the inside because it's just text, but I think everyone knows about this. I think it's about a scientist, and he has like this alternate personality, or he like turns into a monster. I was surprised at how short it is, but yeah, I can't wait to read this. Okay, where do we go from here? Let's do these. So next up is a 3-volume complete series, Devilman vs. Hades. I bought this because I had wanted to complete my Devilman set. I only have the first hardcover, and there's only 2. So I was trying to buy number 2, and it's just ridiculously expensive, and I couldn't find it anywhere. But I found these on eBay, and these just looked really, really cool. So I went ahead and bought them. I bought these a few weeks, maybe a month ago, and then just the other day, I was able to order volume 2 of Devilman from Right Stuff, and I just had so much stuff here that I wanted to make this video, so I figured maybe I'll have another manga haul in a few months or weeks or whatever. But I have ordered Devilman Volume 2, so I will have the complete original Devilman series. I've already read the original Devilman. It's really, really good. I read it online in like one sitting. But I didn't know anything about this series, Devilman vs. Hades. But from what I read about it, it just looked really cool. And when I got the volumes, these covers just look absolutely awesome. Flipping through the art here, like this just looks like this is going to be a absolute blast to read. I don't know, this looks like it just goes from like 0 to 100 in like 3 seconds. So very excited about this. I don't know much about, I know there are a bunch of other Devilman spin-offs. I don't know a lot about those, but as I said, I just bought this because I think this looks really, really cool. Okay, let's go with this series. Next up is another complete series. And this one I bought because I was watching the YouTuber, the Omnibus Collector. He was going through his manga collection in a recent video. And I saw this manga on the shelf. And I remembered that I always thought it was cool. I never really read it. So this was also sort of a blind buy. And I just happened to find the whole thing on eBay for pretty cheap. I don't remember what I bought or what I spent on this, but it wasn't that much. And it is Nora, Nora, the Last Chronicle of Devildom. This is a complete series. It's 9 volumes. And I don't really know too much about it. I think it's about a devil who he's forced to live in the human world, and he has like a human master who like controls his power. And they just have these crazy adventures. It ran in Weekly Shonen Jump at some point, so I think it's sort of. It seems to me like it's going to be a fun battle manga, fun devil kind of crazy, goofy battle manga. I'm expecting to like it. I'm not expecting to be blown away by it, but the volumes look really cool, and I say this every time, but I'm happy to have it. Volume 6. These volumes are also in really good condition. I've always been pretty lucky with the stuff I get on eBay. I've never had I never really gotten anything that was in too terrible of a shape. Maybe I'm just good at shopping on eBay. Volume 7, Volume 8, and the final volume, Volume 9. So yeah, complete series here, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Okay, then we have a series over here, and I don't know why I bought this. I guess I do, but like, I feel like I need to apologize. World Ends Harem, Volume 1. So, basically, if you've not heard of this series, I'm sorry. Basically, what the back says, in the future, one man is about to get very, very lucky. The man-killer virus, a lethal disease that has eradicated 99.9% of the world's male population. Mizuhara Rito has been in cryogenic sleep for the past 5 years and now awakens in an all-female world where he himself is the planet's most precious resource. Rito is given one simple mission: repopulate the world by impregnating as many women as possible, whether he wants to or not. Also, fan service is allowed in this manga. Like, nipples are allowed in this manga. Like, this is a manga. Like, I read a lot of this years ago, just online. And I don't know what I was thinking, but I decided, I'm going to go and buy some of the series. So I got 8 volumes. Let's see if I can show some of the art without getting, my video thrown off YouTube. I think the art is actually really good, and aside from the fan service, which a little bad, but I do like fan service. I also feel like this manga has some interesting things to say when it wants to say them, but it obviously devotes a lot of time to the fan service, which it's not terrible. Trying to find some okay pictures that I can show. Again, I like the art. I think there are interesting ideas, but mostly the point of this manga is fan service. Is you have I think 4 or 5 guys and all these very pretty girls, and they keep saying to the guys, you need to have sex with them. So I got 8 volumes. I think there are still more volumes. Part of me regrets buying this, but whatever. Okay, now let's look at some classier comics. Oh boy. Okay. So lately I was reading Aquaman New 52. And there was a crossover in the 3rd volume. I think it was Throne of Atlantis or something, where the Justice League got involved. And I like the New 52 runs. To me, even 10 years later, it still feels like a good jumping on point. So I went and got Justice League New 52, and I managed to find all of these on eBay. So this is the first trade-in. Number 2. I don't think I've ever read a Justice League comic. I do like DC. I'm more of a DC guy than Marvel. I mean, I love Spider-Man. I think Daredevil's cool. Wolverine's cool, but for me, Batman I think is the coolest superhero. I really like the Flash. Also, as I said, Aquaman New 52. Like Aquaman's just a badass in that run. Like the way Jeff Johns wrote him. This is volume 3, and this was the Throne to Atlantis. So this is sort of a lot of the chapters in here are what I'd read, and that's what inspired me to buy these. Volume 4, Volume 5. This is the Forever Evil arc, if anyone knows that. I also like, the superhero comic art style with, all the muscles and everyone looks like they're just like ripped to the gills. It's kind of like a house style at this point. Also, Jeff Johns wrote this, so I was pretty sure it was going to be good. Then 6, and I also got the Trinity War. I don't know where this fits in those 6 trade-ins, as well as Forever Evil. I already have this, and I've already read this, so I'll probably sell it or give it to one of my friends. So basically, as I said, I got all these on eBay. I found 3 to 6 with Trinity and the Trinity War and Forever Evil in one eBay sellers or in one auction or whatever. I don't think it was an auction, but whatever. So I was so excited about that, but I still needed 1 and 2. So I looked around on eBay a little bit more, and I found another seller selling 1 and 2, which is why these are paperbacks and the others are hardcover. But the seller who was selling 1 and 2 was also selling a couple other comics with it. So I had to buy the whole thing. I couldn't just like split it. I didn't even ask. I didn't even try. So the other comics that came with 1 and 2, I don't really care about these, but I have them now, so I'm going to read them. They look kind of cool. This is another Justice League book. What's it called? New Maps of Hell. I don't really know. I don't know anything about it. Then Time Masters, I think. If you guys have read any of these, let me know if they're good or not. And then Black Canary 1 and 2. So, I mean, I don't know. It was, even with the 4 books that I didn't necessarily want, it still was a pretty good deal. And again, I still like superhero comics. I'm gonna read these. I bet I'll read them and have fun, have a good time. I mean, it's DC, like it's Superman. You can't go wrong with that. Okay. So next up we have some. I think the rest of the stuff is all manga. And these are more, the last part of this video, most of it's going to be like newer titles, stuff that's coming out. I've saved these for last. Next up, we have Fist of the North Star, Volume 3, and Fist of the North Star, Volume 4. I don't think there's too much to say here about Fist of the North Star. I think most people are, buying Fist of the North Star. I forgot that there were color pages. That's really, really cool. I love Fist of the North Star. Tetsuo Hara, the illustrator, he's probably my favorite illustrator in all of manga. I love his style. I love, I don't know. I really like, muscles and the human body and the way he draws muscles, the way he draws his character, all the details that he puts in. I just think it's amazing. I already have the entire series of Fist of the North Star in Japanese, and now I'm buying them in English as it comes out. I have a couple volumes from the old like Rising Comics master editions where they were all in full color, and those things are like absurdly expensive now. So I absolutely love Fist of the North Star. I can't wait to read it. Every time I get one of these, I start from volume 1 again just to like read everything in order. And these volumes are so well made. They look so good. Then, speaking of Fist of the North Star, because this is kind of similar, I got a couple volumes of JoJo. This is JoJo Part 2, Volume 1, and then I got JoJo Part 3, Volume 1, and Volume 2. I've read up to Part 3 of JoJo, and I finished that a few years ago, and I should absolutely start reading Part 4, but I just haven't. Till now, the only volumes of JoJo that I've owned have been Part 1, and Part 1 and Part 2, like, it's basically a Fist of the North Star clone. I think Part 1, maybe even Part 2, was running in Weekly Shonen Jump when Fist of the North Star was there. Like, I think there was a year or two overlap between the two series, and you can clearly see that, like, even Araki's art style looks a lot like Tetsuhara's. I love JoJo. I'm obviously not caught up, but from what I've read, like the first 3 parts, I can see why people adore it. I can see why people love it. Part 3, with all the stands when they get introduced, it's living up to its name of being bizarre, and the art is just fantastic. It's something that I clearly should read more of. I think I might just go in at some point, just go and buy Volume 1 of Part 4, just to start reading it, and then maybe read more online or whatever, just to jump into Part 4, just to keep reading it. Then here is another shoujo series, another complete series. Blank Slate Volume 1 and Blank Slate Volume 2. This is a complete series. And another thing that I just found on eBay, it was really cheap. I think this was $11 for these 2 volumes. I don't know anything about this series. This was a total blind buy, just a certain moment of, this looks really cool, I'm going to buy it. I'm trying to get into more shoujo. I think I've already said that. I can't wait to read it. It's only 2 volumes. It should be pretty quick. And I'm expecting to love this. Just, judging a book by its cover, but I'm expecting to just think this is absolutely incredible. Only a couple more things left. Okay, so another shoujo series. And this is Hot Gimmick. This is the Trade-In 3-in-1, Volume 1. Hot Gimmick Volume 2, 3, and this is gonna fall. Okay, and 4. So I bought the first 4 volumes of Hot Gimmick from my library at a used book sale, so I paid 25 cents for each. And I read those 4 volumes and I thought, what the hell? This series is awful. And I've seen many people online call it one of those it's so bad it's good manga. But this series just bothered me so much. And part of me still can't believe that I went and bought the entire series. This is a 12-volume series in total. But I just wanted to know what happens. And if you've read Hot Gimmick, I think you understand that basically the concept is the main character is she's forced to be this guy's slave, and then her hot best friend, he's supposed to come and help her, but he is a vendetta against her too because of something that her dad did. And it's a manga where if she would just stand up for herself, if she would just say no, which is easier said than done, I get that, nothing would happen. And it's just so aggravating. But at the same time, I just want to know what happens, and I can't believe that there are 12 volumes of this shit. And if you look online, people seem to absolutely love it or just absolutely hate this manga. So I'm in for a rough time. I don't understand. Reading those 4 volumes just made me so upset, and I still can't believe I'm going to put myself through 8 more volumes of it. But I guess I will know what happens, and maybe she'll stand up for herself. I doubt it, but Oh boy. Okay. Next up, I have a single volume series, Nijigahara Holograph by Inosano. This is the only Inosano work that I think I've read, and the only one that I own. You can pause it and read the back. I read this in college. My university had it at their library. This is one of the most confusing things I've ever read, and simultaneously one of the greatest things I've ever read. I remember finishing this series. I had no idea what it was, what had happened, and I looked online thinking, "Oh, surely someone knows." No one knows what this series is about, and I since then I was like, I need to read this again, and now I have it, and I can read it as many times as I want and try and figure out what the hell Asano is trying to say in this book. Like, it's so good, but at the same time, like, it's just so confusing. It's like the story, it's told like not chronologically. Like, it jumps back and forth between the future and the past, but even then it's not telling these stories linearly. Like, it'll tell a story here in the future, go to the past, go back to the future, but then sometimes they'll tell a story over here and then back over here, and it's just a jumble. And so I'm looking forward to reading this again and trying to figure out what it was about. But this is going to be a different kind of mental challenge from, hot Gimmick. At least this is good. Where did I put this? Okay. Now, another one-volume series I'm excited to read is Apollo's Song by Osamu Tezuka. Huge Tezuka fan. I think, Tezuka is probably, in my opinion, the greatest manga artist or, manga creator ever. Hopefully you guys can read that on the back. The thing I don't understand is this is still printed in the flipped way. I don't know what company is doing this, but, like, why? Like, manga's popular. Like, Tezuka should have some respect, and we should not be flipping his artwork. We should not be flipping anyone's artwork. It should be printed in the proper way, like this is, like all the rest of these manga are. But for some reason, they decided to flip this around. That just, and I don't know why. It really bothers me. Tezuka is, arguably single-handedly responsible for manga's popularity today, and this feels like a disrespect to him. I guess, it's good that we're getting more Tezuka manga, but just put in the regular, or orientation that his work was in. It just bothers me. Like, instead of right to left, it should be left to right. Am I saying that correctly? Maybe I have the orders wrong. Yeah, right to left. It should be right to left. Okay, I had to check. Okay, enough ranting. So all of these next volumes came from Amazon because they were new. I think I had a gift card or something. I don't remember how I bought these. With money. I bought them with money. Sakamoto Days, Volume 1. I don't think the series needs an introduction. I think many manga fans have heard of this series, are aware of just how good this series is. It's about a hitman who has since retired, and he runs a little like 7-Eleven convenience store thing, and now he gets dragged back into the world of being an assassin. And the art is not like, it's weird. Like, there are times when the art looks bad, but then during the action scenes, it's fantastic. I love this series so much. I can't wait for more volumes to come out. I'm sure another volume has come out since I last bought it. Record of Ragnarok, Volume 2, another series that, it's in everyone's hall right now. It's pretty popular. I thought Volume 1 was okay. I thought it was kind of cool. Looking forward to reading Volume 2. The art in this series is incredible. I think the story so far, I don't know. I think it's just okay. Then, super excited about this. Death Note short stories. I'm sure I've read all of these stories, but Death Note is one of my favorite manga series of all time, and Obata is like my second favorite manga artist of all time. So I just had to have this. And being able to read these series again, or being able to read these stories again, is always going to be cool. Should get some better adjectives. Oh, I get a kick out of the fact that Donald Trump is in this manga, is in this short story. And I remember for those of us Americans, they made him much smarter in here than he was in real life. Just going to start a debate in the comment section. Then I got, this was a blind buy. The Omnibus Collector was talking about this in one of his videos. It's Just Not My Night, Tales of a Fallen Vampire Queen. And basically, it's like a Devil's a Part-Timer, where it's like a powerful vampire queen, and for whatever reason, she's now on Earth, and she has to like work like a job or something. And all I heard was that this was from the Omnibus Collector and his sort of review or talking about the series and how it was coming out. That it was going to be like a raunchy vampire series, and I just thought, yes. So, I don't know. I feel like this might be really, really bad, and this very well might be the worst thing that I have, but I don't know. It should be fun. Then I have Sailor Moon. This was another thing that was recommended by the Omnibus Collector. This is the Naoko Takeuchi collection. I don't know what's special about this. I think it's maybe a larger trim size. I've never read Sailor Moon, so I'm going into this pretty much blind, but it's a series that I've always wanted to read. I guess this is a shoujo, right? Yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to reading this. Out of all the shoujo manga I bought, this might be the one I'm looking forward to reading the most. Then I got another new manga, Kaiju number 8, volume 2. I feel like I'm hearing something. Okay. I really, really love this manga. I thought it took a turn initially that I wasn't such a fan of, but as I just kind of stuck with it, I am up to date with the series. I realized that it's just a really good series. The author, they know what they're doing. I'm not usually like a fan of like, giant monsters of kaiju. Like that's just, not like initially something that I'm drawn to, but this series has just been really, really cool. I think the art is cool, the action's cool, so it's a good read. Then this is a thing I recently got, Tejo Tenge. I hope that's how you pronounce it. By Oh Great. I actually tried to read this a while ago. I was reading it online and I stopped. Like I dropped it. I didn't think it was good, and I forget why. I was ordering something on Amazon, and I just decided to buy it, give it another shot. And I know a lot of people like this series. They like Oh Great, and his very series. So I don't know. Also, it's another sort of like ecchi series, which I think you can tell I kind of like. And I think that brings us to the final 2 volumes. I'm moving away from the microphone. Let me just make sure. Yeah, okay. So the final 2 volumes, the volumes that I've been saving for last, because I think these were the most expensive things that I bought, and possibly the coolest thing I bought. So I got High School of the Dead, Full Color Edition, Volume 1, and of course, Volume 2. So I was on eBay and I saw that these volumes were having an auction, and the price was like $70. And these retail for about $60 each. These are very heavy. And I was so excited, and I had the highest bid at like, $70, $75 or something. And I remember as the days pass, it's the final day of the auction. I'm sitting there and I'm watching the clock, like so worried that someone's going to take these. And literally at the last second, someone comes and takes these. And I was so disappointed. And the only reason why I was going to buy these was because it was so cheap. And once I lost that auction, I just kept thinking about it, and probably a few weeks, maybe even a few days later, I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to buy these. So I spent less than, I think the initial retail, but still more than, $70 for the two of them. I don't even remember how much I bought, how much I spent. But yeah, these things are huge, full color. I think people, again, this is probably another manga that people say is, really bad, or, so good it's bad. But at the same time, I've heard people sort of say that it's just fun. Like, it's not trying to hide what it is. It knows it's like a zombie comic. It knows that it's goofy, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. And I know, sadly, the author has died, Daisuke Sato. So he has passed away. So these seven volumes right here, we're never going to get the completed story. So that's a little unfortunate. I'm not going to do it now because of YouTube, but if you take off, the nice jackets here, like, it has the same illustration but without like the handprints, so the art is a little more revealing. And then on the inside of the cover is like, they're not fully naked, but like they're basically naked. So yes. So I think that's it. I'm looking around to see if there's anything I missed. I think that's all 100 thing. I bought all of this over like the last like two or 3 months. I have a lot of reading to get to. And this video has been almost an hour. I should probably stop. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe, click the bell, comment, blah 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 blah. And I don't know, just leave a comment about anything, like whether manga or just what you had for dinner. I don't care. I hope you guys watch till the end of the video, and thank you for watching.